Good evening, class. My name is Eric Simon. People deal with risky challenges every day of their lives. With these daily trials, some people make stories out of them. These stories then become a part of literature. The book, Literature, the Human Experience, dealt with five thematic units during the whole duration of the semester. The first thematic unit that was covered in the book was Innocence and Experience. Most, if not all, stories that were covered in this unit dealt with family and moving on. An example of this would be The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. The story was about a family who was constantly moving and never had a house to call their own. Cisneros is related to the human experience because of what some families do in today's world. Having to move from one house to another is a hassle and very tiring. The second thematic unit covered in the literature book was conformity and rebellion. Many of the stories in this thematic unit may or may not relate to everyone. One work of literature that many young kids can relate would be Two Kinds by Amy Tan. Tan's story is related to the human experience because many parents, if not all, want what is best for their kids. So they try their best to manipulate their kids into someone the kid does not want to be. Although this is what the parents want, it is probably not what the kid wants. In Two Kinds, Jingming's mother wanted her to become the next Shirley Temple. The mother made Jingming watch many of Shirley Temple's video and made her act like one. When Jingming was finally fed up with the mother, she rebelled and told her mother she will become what she wants to be and not what her mother wants her to become. After the incident, the mother never brought up Jingming in becoming what she wants to be. Jingming then realizes when her mother died that she had the talent to play the piano but never took it seriously. In relations to the human experience, it is sometimes good to take advice from an elder because they know what is best. Many kids never take their parents' advice because they think the kids will be fine on their own. This, however, is taken for granted. The only reason parents interfere with their child's life is because they want what is best for their child. The third thematic unit is culture and identity. The purpose of this unit was to tell stories about people's culture and how discrimination was a big part of their lives. An example of this is Mr. Z by M. Carl Holman. Mr. Z was an African American who wanted to become different and fit into the white society. He changed his whole lifestyle, including his genre in music, cuisine, where he lives, and the women he marries. Throughout the whole poem, Mr. Z talks about his whole life and how he tried to change everything in him. The only reason he did this was because he wanted to get noticed and fit into society. When he died, he became the most prominent person in black history. The antithesis of what he was trying to avoid caught up to him when he died. Mr. Z's life in comparison to the real life experience is discrimination and irony. Many people in this world deal with discrimination every single day. Mr. Z's whole life was an irony. This happens to some people. They try to become someone they know they can never be. The fourth thematic unit covered was love and hate. The works of literature presented in this unit dealt with romance and hatred. No one in this world is perfect. Everyone will have an enemy or two in their lives. They will also experience some type of romance in their lifetime. There are some people, however, who do not always have a happy ending. Another example of love and hate is The Flea, compiled by John Donne. The author used symbolism to compare their partner's relationship as the flea. The flea bit and consumes blood from both the husband and wife. The wife got angry and wanted to kill the flea. If the wife was to kill the flea, it would be killing their relationship. In the end, the wife ended up killing the flea and got the husband upset. The human experience related to the flea is the disagreement a husband and wife will have. In the poem, the author used symbolism to represent his relationship to his spouse. The last thematic unit covered in this book is the presence of death. Most stories and other work of literature in this unit had the tone of revenge or daunting. The one story many may relate to is Anne Sexton's The Starry Night. The author talks about a painting done by Vincent van Gogh. Sexton sees the painting as a very peaceful town with harmony in sight. Seeing a very calm painting, Sexton states this is how she wants to die. The relation with her idea of death and real life is that many people will want to die peacefully. No one would want to die a very dreadful death. I personally agree with Sexton. Seeing a very peaceful and quiet town will be the way I want to die. Although there are those who did not die a natural death, many do not wish to die the same way. While the death of my father did not happen in front of me, I have heard stories that he had died peacefully and without pain. Struggling with cancer for more than 10 months was a hard task. When he finally gave in, he just closed his eyes and went to sleep. Just like Sexton's ideal death, my father has died peacefully. Innocence and experience, conformity and rebellion, culture and identity, love and hate, and the presence of death all deal with the human experience. Some may not experience moving constantly like the character in the house on Mango Street, have a mother like Jing Ming's in Two Kinds, change their lifestyle like Mr. Z, come into a disagreement like the author and the wife in The Flea, or seek a peaceful death like what Sexton depicts in the painting of Starry Night. With all these, one is bound to experience one thematic or two during his or her entire lifetime. Thank you.